but since we have the DVlada here, it will only push her by 40%. So in theory, she'll only be at 75% priority after we kill her. Let's see if that's the case.
It's not a big deal. I've been waiting.
Bingo. Welcome to my OUTERPLANE DVlada PvP showcase. And as you can see, I used all my mileage. I can't get 6-star, so I can't do a 6-star showcase. I only have a 5-star one, which means I do not get this increased speed buff at the start of battle, which is very sad. So I can't outspeed other 6-star DVladas. I can't outspeed Dahlias, and I can't outspeed Alice's. I am going to be using Mene with her. So since I have my DVlada built at max speed, which is 330, means I should be able to outspeed anybody other than those 3 units I just listed: Alice, Dahlias, and other 6-star DVladas. And as you can see my stats, since I was forced to go max speed build because I don't have the 6-star speed buff, my offensive stats are really bad. My effectiveness is really low, which you kind of need now after the new season, after the season just ended, where everybody got free 200 effectiveness. So the main focus of this video is going to be her 5-star Transcendence. So you can see on 4-star it says reduce the efficiency of priority, increase effects of the enemy by 20%, and 5-star it's the same thing but 30%, so that's 50% in total, which means that this unit counters D-Aste really hard because she can't revive and get a free turn. So I'm going to be focusing on like Charlottes that push the enemy team, D-Astes especially because that's the most problematic unit right now. And I think 5-star DVlada does a really good job against D-Astes. So this is about the team in general that I'm going to use. So you've already seen my DVlada, no need to see more. I'm using a speed build Aste, so she can take a turn as soon as possible. And I'm using a Nodia with a penetration. And I try to put as much damage on her as possible while still having the speed set, so she can take a turn before they can, and also to deal enough damage so I can like one-shot most of their units, squishy units as well. Yeah, that's the idea with this Nodia. And the Mene is just here for the Transcendence, the plus 10 speed boost to the whole team. And she does have some decent speed as well. So yeah, so she can keep the revives up even after she revives with this, because she loses 50% of priority when she revives. So let's keep going basically.
How dare you point your sword at God?
Okay, so I do outspeed that Tamara, who's at 99%. So hopefully I strip everything and my Nodia can one-shot this Tamara so she doesn't reset my whole team. That's
Twin blade combine. This is the gloom quelling blade of tomorrow. Destruction blade. Not one of you will escape.
okay, Nodia surely cleans this up.
Are you ready to pay?
Nice. Killed the Tamara, which is the main thing we needed.
I'm all set.
And we should be able to clean up here, right? Yes, you see my... Yeah, you see like right now the DS stays at 70% priority. When she revives, she should theoretically be at 35% plus her passive, which pushes her by 80%. But since we have the DVlada here, it will only push her by 40%. So in theory, she'll only be at 75% priority after we kill her. Let's see if that's the case.
It's not a big deal. I've been waiting.
Bingo. You see why the DVlada is so good now? Because without her, should have been pushed to 100%. In this case, it wouldn't have mattered because my D-Aste was already on 100%, so she would have taken the turn before their D-Aste anyway. But if my D-Aste, for example, was like 99% even, this enemy D-Aste would have been pushed to 100% and wiped my team. And again, that wouldn't have mattered because I still have my revive of my D-Aste, but you get the point. Like, if there was any other unit, then it would have already been over at that point.
Is my soul rest in eternal bliss.
Cool.
I'm glad I was helpful to you out there.
Oh, and the unhealable. The unhealable made sure that they only revived on 1 HP on both units. That was actually pretty big. I didn't think about that, actually. Yeah. So this next team doesn't have a D-Aste. Instead, they have a D-Drakan, which also self-pushes by 35% if an ally crits. So DVlada also works against this, so she will only gain 17.5% attack bar instead. And DStella also gains attack bar when she counters on her first passive counter, and that will also be halved. So she'll only gain 10% or is it 12.5% instead of the 20 or 25%. I forgot how much she increased, but yeah. So she blocks the pushes of both these units as well by 50%. And since this team is so tanky, I'm gonna bring in some extra support here for DPS, this army. Yeah, just to help, because my damage probably isn't enough instead of the melee.
Okay.
So, yep. So, this Drakan is probably gonna push itself a bit above. We'll see. Start with the skill 3.
This is the gloom quelling blade of tomorrow. Destruction blade! Shatter to pieces! You cannot escape!
See how much Nodia does. Ooh.
For being
Okay, it's because the Veronica has the Aureus. She absorbs the damage of the team. Damn. I feel like my army is gonna go before this Drakan. Actually, no, I can just guarantee it by going my skill 1 on my Nodia. So, which pushes my whole team up by 20%, which means my team will definitely go first. I'll just go skill 1 onto this to get rid of the shield.
Everything is few.
Oh, that's unlucky. She keeps countering like that. I feel like my Diaste can clean up those 2 units, so I just get rid of the revive on the Mene if she has a revive.
Though it is a bit there.
Okay, she revived on 0 HP because it's unhealable from DVlada, which is really nice. So I can just do this. If I don't want to hit the DStella in case she has counter set, which kind of ruins me. Especially if my Diaste misses, then I'll just lose. So I just want to hit this. I don't really care if the Drakan counters here because I still have my Aste to clean things up. Okay, I missed on the DStella, which is very unlucky, but I don't think it matters.
It's not a big deal.
As long as I don't miss here again. Please. Okay, nice.
With this, my nation's future.
Yeah, so without the DVlada there, the Drakan and the Stella would have pushed way more attack bar than they would normally have. So they may have been able to lap me. Yeah. So looking at the teams here, right, we have 6-star DVlada, which we definitely cannot outspeed. And yeah, this is just gonna kill us. This team, yeah, we can do this team. Let's see, so they have a Mene, right? They're kind of tanky, but not that tanky. I can just go Mene back, because I don't need that much damage. The DVlada and the Nodia should be enough.
Time to fight!
I know. Okay.
And the Drakan isn't even 5 stars, so she's only going to be getting like 15% attack bar boosts.
Twin blade combined. This is the gloom quelling blade of tomorrow. Destruction blade! Shatter to pieces! Crystal cuts at you!
So this Diaste will not be able to go because of the Vlada, you see? If I didn't have this DVlada, the enemy Diaste would have been pushed to 100% already. But since I have the DVlada, the 50% reduction, she doesn't get to move. Which is huge, because if she got to move before me, then I'm kind of screwed here. Like, my whole team just gets wiped, and the Mene would have to do some miracle revive to get everyone back.
The world is my dollhouse. Rest in eternal bliss.
This is one of Diaste's biggest counters, other than Demiurge Drakan.
I'll cut you down.
It's not your bedtime.
So here's another easy match for the DVlada. We have Nodia's push, we have Aste's push, we have the Drakan's push, and Normally I'd be worried about the Tamara being max speed, but since we have the melee advantage, it means my Vlada has 10 speed advantage over the Tamara. So it should be an easy win here.
Okay.
Tamara's 99%. So we should still... I think it's better if we just one-shot this Tamara.
This is the gloom quelling blade of tomorrow. Destruction blade! Not one of you will escape.
Okay, I think Nodia can clean this up, right? Okay, nice. Clean up Tamara.
Leave it to me.
And yeah, this is just an easy win from here on. Because look, okay, so right now, Dia stays on 83%. She dies, revives, comes back on 41 or 42%. Let's say 42. And she gains 80%. But it's half the 40% because of DVlada, so she gains 42 plus 40, which is 82, right? Or 81, if she's on 41%. So 81 or 82% after we kill her. So we shouldn't have to worry about her at all. Let's see what she gets. 81 or 82 for sure. Oh no, because okay, she's gonna be a bit above now because we had to move a bit, right? Yeah, 88%. Okay, so should be at 100% normally and should get to go immediately, right? But because of the DVlada again, she doesn't get to move.
I've been waiting.
Nice.
With this,
Let's do one more commentated one here. So we have, looking at the team comp, they have Tamara, which is a 330 speed unit, possibly, but they don't have the melee, so we're definitely going to go first. We go S3 into Nodia passive, which should kill the Tamara, which is all we care about. And yeah, should be easy cleanup right after.
ready? Okay. Output maximum.
Skill 3, just kill the Tamara, hopefully.
Let's go! Destruction blade! Not one of you will escape. Crystal cuts at you.
Nice.
It's not a
Aste doesn't get to go because of DVlada again.
Are you ready to pay for your insolence?
That's actually a really high damage D-Stellar, especially for like a 3 or 4 star, whatever she was.
Shards of the earth, enveloped by enemies.
Let's do this for fun.
I've been waiting.
And yeah, another easy cleanup.
Copy that. Output maximum. Since destruction is the genesis of life, let's go! Destruction blade! Not one of you will escape. Crystal cuts at you! Accept your punishment for being still alive. I'll be your savior. Shatter instantly. Are you done yet? Say your prayers to me. I'm all set. Blasphemous! I'll cut you down. Yeah. Ready? Okay. Twin blade combine. This is the gloom quelling blade of tomorrow. Destruction blade. Shatter to pieces. You cannot escape. Yeah. I'll be your savior. I'm all set. Crystalline blade, dance upon my sword. Stop bothering me.
Finally!
Point your sword at God. Twin blade combine. This is the gloom quelling blade of tomorrow. Destruction blade. Not one of you will escape. You cannot escape! That, it's not a big deal. Accept your punishment for being still alive. Leave it to me. Shards of the earth, enveloped by enemies. Cut it out. Over here, troops.
And for PvE, she's going to be okay in general. First of all, because of her exclusive equipment, which does bonus damage for all her attacks based on the target's max health, which is always really good against bosses. Also, because of the fact that she gets so much free weakness gauge damage for some reason. You see 4 for her ultimate instead of the standard 3, and 3 on her skill 1 instead of standard 2. And every single one of her skills can become AoE and proc her passive every single turn. So she's going to do 4+1 when she does her skill 3. She's going to do 3+1, which is 4 when he does the skill 1. So on average, she's going to be doing about like 4.3, 4.2 weakness gauge damage reduction every single turn. While on average for another unit, it's going to be like 2.1, 2.2, whatever for an average unit. So she's basically going to be doing double the weakness gauge damage compared to a normal unit. And also, not only does her exclusive equipment give her the max health damage, she also gets increased damage dealt to bosses on all her abilities for some reason. So yeah, because of all those things combined, she's going to be decent in basically any PvE content, boss content, because of the boss damage here. And for PvP, what do I think? Okay, she's 6-star is definitely super busted because there's literally nothing the enemy can do if they don't have a 6-star DVlada to compete with your speed. So they're just gonna bring like Nodia with a really high damage Nodia plus a really decent damage DVlada, which has at least 300 speed, so they can outspeed Dahlia's and Alice's. If you have that, then it's really hard to counter. With like a normal speed team, you basically have to go like a really tanky team with like lots of mitigation with like the defender artifact as well, because there's no way you're going to be surviving like a high damage DVlada with at least 300 speed plus like a really high damage Nodia, especially with the penetration PvP damage necklace. There's no way you're surviving that, so you're going to have to bring like 5-star is still really good because it destroys. You can still bring it into stuff like Charlotte, D Dracan, D Aste especially, just completely shuts down D Aste, D Stella, like anybody with like a priority push, like even Epsilon. Epsilon only gets 25% instead of 50% when hit by an area of effect attack. So she just counters so many units so badly. Like her 5-star is like really good. It's like it's enough. You just bring her, right? She's not there to like just try and outspeed everyone. She's just there to just counter all their priority pushes, which there are a lot of priority pushes in this game, let me tell you that. So yeah, still really solid. So 4-star unfortunately isn't that good, which it's only 20%, so I highly recommend you getting 5-star at least if you can. That's all for my DVlada showcase, I guess, and I'll see you in the next one.